Good morning, traders, and welcome to the PL Capital Weekly Market Review. I'm your host, Paul. This is where I use wave analysis to look at the charts, see what patterns are playing out, and what price levels are important. We're going to look at the S&P, the Nasdaq, some select stocks, and Bitcoin. So let's get started. As usual, the upcoming economic calendar. So last week, very impactful week with the Fed cutting 50 basis points. Market loved it after a volatile Wednesday. And so everything looks good. When we look at the calendar, do have the composite manufacturing and services PMI numbers coming out. And everything seems to be, the forecast is pretty much in line with previous numbers. So that probably won't do much. Tuesday and Wednesday, you have housing data. You got home price and home sales. Tuesday, you also have the consumer confidence, slight decrease from previous month, but I don't think that would mean a whole lot to anyone. And then Thursday is when things kick off. GDP, and that's supposed to be, this is the final number, so it should be in the 3.3% range there. You have initial jobless claims, so this has just been steadily getting better from that July high, just been dropping and dropping. And this month, it is expected to go up 7,000. So something just to keep an eye on to see if that's just a blip or is this going to continue to rise, because that will spook the markets if that continues to go up. So far, it's been looking good, but let's keep an eye on that. Some more home sale data. And then Friday, you got core PCE. It's supposed to be another 0.2%. Oops. So it's just been pretty level. And the year over year, 2.5. They don't have a consensus number out, but the forecast is for 2.4%. So obviously the market would love that if it drops another 0.1%, getting super close to that 2% Fed target. So all in all, I think, just Thursday and Friday are bigger data point days, but I don't think we'll see any kind of volatility that we did this past week. All right, let's move on to the charts. And we're going to start with the S&P. And we broke the July high, just barely. Just broke that on Thursday. So we have a new all-time high now in the S&P. And I do see 5 waves up, and now it's starting to sell off. So if I zoom out to a daily chart, pattern that I'm seeing coming up from the October 22 low, 1, 2, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's a third wave up to there. 1, 2, 3, and then this is perfect fourth in the purple zone, and now it's going up for the 5th wave. And we're not done yet because the 5th wave will not be only 3 waves. So we're not done yet going up. It's just the pattern is not known. Now this, because they made so far, just 3 waves. This will change, obviously. There is a potential that this is still all the 4th wave because you have an ABC down. And if this is 3 waves up, like that could be the A wave that they made in August. This could be the B wave, and now it's going to give a sharp sell-off for the C wave and then resume up. And so the running flat will give us a look like that. And so all of this would just be the 4th wave. So there is that possibility. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know why the market would sell off that much. But that pattern does exist, so we'll keep an eye on it. This is a key level to watch, this 54, 55. Because if that breaks, then I think this will be a running flat. What I think will probably happen is go down to a 4-hour chart. So I think this is 4 down here, and now we're in the 5th wave, and I think this is 1 of 5, 2 of 5, and then I think we're in the 3rd wave and we're just beginning it. And so this is the 1st wave of the 3rd wave, and now we're going to get a correction, at least down into here, into this 56.66, 57.16 range, maybe even lower. So I'm thinking like this will be 1, and then this is going to be 2, and then you'll get a 3, a 4, and a 5. This will probably be higher, but... And then all of this will be the 3rd wave. And then you have your 1, your 2, this is 3. You get another 4, and then another wave up for the 5th wave. That's if they're going to go up in an impulse. So this next wave will tell us what the pattern is. You know, is it just a shallow correction, or is it a little deeper? But if they come and break this, then this is, I think, going to be the running flat that I talked about. So see what happens next week in this range here. Do they just kind of correct and then go back up? Because then I think this is all just a 3rd wave. So there'll be a lot more up. And that's what I expect. So let's see if that happens. And then let's move on to the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq did not break its July high. It didn't even break its August high yet. So the Nasdaq has quite a ways to go. So from where it is right now, you're looking at 6% upside. So because of that, that's why I think the S&P will probably be making like an impulsive move and not that running flat, because the Nasdaq's got so much more catch up here. All right, so what I see here on the Nasdaq, we had 3 waves up, and then we had this ABC. So I think that was 1, and this is 2. And so I think they're going up in a diagonal. So now we're in the 3rd wave. And I think so far we had a 5-wave move, had this running flat correction, and then straight up. So I think this is like the A wave of the 3rd wave. And I think we'll probably correct down into this purple zone. It could even go deeper. But, you know, just like the S&P, I only want to be buying the Nasdaq. So if they give any kind of a pullback and you're not in, I definitely would be looking to pick a zone to go long. So I think they'll come down into somewhere in this range or maybe lower, and then one more up. Now the 3rd wave target is actually way up here at 21,474. So this is A, and they give a B, then there's going to be like a strong C wave move. So I would not want to miss that. So we'll have to see. I mean, because this itself could turn into a running flat too. Who knows? But definitely only want to be long both the S&P and the Nasdaq. But yeah, I think there's going to be a pullback coming. That's what it looks like for the S&P. So I could see the Nasdaq then following suit, coming down, but then reversing to go back up. All right, let's look at some stocks. Start with AMD. AMD looks really good. Drill down here. So this one looks exactly like the Nasdaq. So just a 3-wave move up so far. Selling came right into this red zone here. So I think there'll be one more wave down and then back up. So if you're not in, I think you probably can get it into the 148 range. And that's where I'd be looking to go long AMD. Because I think, just like the Nasdaq, I think this is going to be going up in a diagonal, and the 1 and 2, and then this is all going to be 3. And the 3rd wave target is up here at 172. So I think that's A. Come down for B, and then strong C for the third wave. So that looks good. Amazon. All right, Amazon now. To me, this was one here contracting flat, 2, 3, 4, and then they made this ending diagonal. Completed it Friday for the fifth wave, so it needs a pullback. First target would be 186 to 183, but this could also come down a lot farther if they want to hit the 50% target, so something in the 170s. So, but any pullback, I'd be buying because it'll go break its high of 201, just like the Nasdaq. So, Amazon's looking really good, but it needs a correction now. You got divergence, and yeah, any pullback, I'm looking to buy that. All right, Nvidia. All right, so Nvidia looks really good too. This one, I think, is one. It's not clear. This is a very shallow correction right at the bottom. This could be one, and then this is two, and now it's really going to take off. So I'd only want to be long, and I am long Nvidia. There is the possibility that this came down as A, this is B, and actually this is going to come down one more time under 113 for the C wave and then take off. So either the bottom, the correction is done, and then this was impulse up and it's correcting and now it's going to go up, or this is going to be the C wave. You get it under 113, might even more like 112, and then take off. But I only want to be long. And Shopify. This one looks really good. Zoom out here on the 4-hour. So I see the 1 and 2 wave is in, which means Shopify has a lot of upside. I got the 3, 4, and 5 labels out there. So when we drill in, so far it's just a 1, 2, and then on Friday they completed the 5th wave up. So this, just like everything, needs a correction. And if we zoom in, you could see like it really started to sell off late in the day. Literally the last 30 minutes it started selling off. So that's why I feel like this 5th wave is in. And at a minimum, it should come down into this 72 to 67 range. And it could, come down even farther. But any 3-wave correction, and I'd want to be buying because I only see a lot of upside for Shopify. So it looks really good, but you're going to be able to get it lower, either be in this range or it'll be well underneath this this low over here at 66. So probably get it like 62. So just got to pick a spot, pick a zone, and yeah, Shopify looks great. All right, Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin, I think there's 5 waves in. This, to me, looks like it went up in a diagonal. So 1, 2, 3 waves. And then there was 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. And then this looks like 1, 2, and then a 5-wave move up. So 1, 2, 3. So it looks like the 5 waves are in, and there should be a bigger correction going on. Now, the only problem is that this 5th wave, it got hung up in this zone that could be, if this is 1, 2, 3, if this is 1 and 2, and then this was all the 3rd wave, this is where the 4th wave would happen. And it came down at the bottom, and then, it's kind of just going sideways. But there is a possibility that it goes up one more time, and then we'll have a 5-wave move. You get a 3-wave correction, and then still one more up. So there is that possibility that this is actually creating an impulse, and that'll be the A wave, the B, and then the C wave up. So I think if they come back down and they break that 62,340, then I think the 5th wave is in. Zoom out here, and then you're going to get a bigger correction before it resumes up. So it'd be following just like the S&P and Nasdaq, which are due for correction, and so Bitcoin could be following suit. So yeah, one of these levels needs to break 64 or the 62,340, and that I think will then confirm what this pattern is, because if it goes up, then that's an impulse. They'll correct, and then they'll probably go and break the 65 high. But if they break this 62 level, then I think the correction has started, and it'll be coming down at least probably to like into the low 60s, upper 50 range before it resumes back up. So Bitcoin's looking good. Just need to see if it's complete yet, this up move. All right, that's what I see on the markets. Hope it helps. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your likes and support. I'll see you in the next video.